Good afternoon and welcome to a very, very sunny Odsal Stadium for today's vital, all these games are vital, round 21 Betfred Championship clash between two old rivals, shall we say now, Halifax Panthers and the Sheffield Eagles. Sheffield looking to avoid the bottom four, whatever peril that has, we don't know yet, but Halifax looking to get back on form for a playoff push. Plenty of familiar faces for both sides. A few ex-Sheffield men for Halifax and vice versa for Sheffield. But let's go through the teams. First and foremost with the Panthers, with coach Kyle Eastman making some forced and unforced changes from the 17 that lost against Bradford last week. David Nofaluma, number 23, keeps his spot at fullback. And Ben Tibbs makes a long-awaited return. Wears 2 on the wing. Dan Sambu, 30, and Ben Crooks are still the centre of attention. And number 3, Charlie Graham, keeps his place on the wing. And then it's 6 and 7 for halfbacks. 6, James Woodburn All, and 7, Jack Hansen, meaning no Louis Jouffre today for the Panthers. Ex-Sheffield man Brandon Douglas wears 8, and Ronan Dixon wears 16, with Adam O'Brien wearing 9 at hooker. 12, Adam Tangata, and 19, another ex-Sheffield man, Zach McComb. Of course, Jack Hansen, ex-Sheffield man as well, let's not forget. And then 17, Will Calcott locks up the scrum for the Panthers. On the bench, number 13, Jacob Fairbank. 15, Connor Davies. A very long welcome return for Brad Graham, wearing 20. And number 32, George Whitby, on dual registration from St Helens. And another return, potential return, number 21, Alfie Johnson, is the 18th man, should he be needed. And the Sheffield Eagles team, again, like I say, few familiar faces to Panthers fans. They start with Jack Walker, number 26 at fullback, 25 Jaden Billy, and 19 Billy Walkley on the wings, with Chris Wellham wearing 3 and Matt Dawson-Jones wearing 5 in the centres. And 2 ex-Halifax men at halfback, 6 Corey Aston, and number 37 Danny Craven, facing us for the second time in a month after his drop goal for Oldham proved so vital in their victory over Halifax. Here at Odsal. In the pack, the ever dangerous Eddie Batty wears 8, 16 Blake Broadbent, his prop partner, and Reece Butterworth wears 14 Oka, 15 Evan Hodgson, and 24 Ollie Roberts, who's spent a couple of loan games at Halifax, including a try to beat Sheffield at the Shane 2020. And 18, Jack Bussey locks up the scrum. On the bench for Sheffield, number 1, Matty Marsh. Another familiar face in Titus Kawase, wears 13. A sweet return for Harry Bowes to the bench, wearing 32. And number 38, Marcus Green, completes the Sheffield 17 with 21, Ryan Miller. The 18th man, should he be needed, for Craig Lingard's side. As the atmosphere is rising here at a very, very hot Odsal Stadium. A typical August Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 10th of August 2025. The cheerleaders are ready, the mascots ready, the photographers are ready, the fans are ready, we're all ready. We're waiting for the players. Halifax back in the blue and white hoops, and Sheffield, well, you won't be able to miss him in bright pink. And here they come, Halifax led out by captain Ben Crooks. To the delight of those Halifax fans on the far side. The referee today, Tara Jones. Hopefully a good omen for Halifax, because in the other game that we've had her as referee, we beat Hunslet comfortably. So let's hope it's the same again. It's going to be Sheffield to kick off, playing from right to left as we look towards the IMG big screen. And a bit of a false start. I think Corey Aston sent his teammates for a dummy. Here we go, the second attempt at Aston. Gets it underway, it's a spiral kick-off. Well claimed by Hansen, hands on to Dixon. Dixon does well. Had two really good stints against Bradford last Friday night. O'Brien finds Nofaluma, short to Calcott, and Calcott attracts three Sheffield defenders. Gets brought down 25 metres out. Centre field. O'Brien finds Woodburn Hall. Short to Tangatan. Tangatan goes back on the angle. Again, three men in the tackle. We put Tangatan down on his 30. Slow play the ball. Here's Douglas against his former teammates. Typically strong run from Brandon there. Just shy of halfway. O'Brien finds Hansen, kicking early in the tackle count. Trying to split winger and full back. The bounce goes straight up in the air, but Walker claims it's decent chase from Halifax. Brought down 15 metres out by Woodburn Hall and O'Brien. Good defence again from Douglas. Here's Dawson Jones, met by the equal experience of Ben Crooks there at Sheffield. Struggling to make yards here, 25 metres out. Here's Batty. Always a dangerous man, but well dealt with by Dixon and Calcott, just shy of the 40 metre line. They come back centre field. Here's Broadbent, good footwork at the line. Here's Douglas. Sheffield players want an high tackle, but Tara Jones says no. Last one. Here's Craven. On his left foot, puts it high and deep. No pressure on Nofaluma as he takes 5 metres out. There's a wall of pink in front of him. Manages to get a one tackle, but brought down by Eddie Batty. 12 metres away from his own line. Here's Graham. Brought down just over his 20 metre line. More defensive work from Sheffield. On Ben Tibbs there. First touch of the ball there. Hansen, short ball to McComb. McComb will take Halifax past halfway. O'Brien finds Douglas. Will just trundle it up the middle, taking it past the 40. Last one for Fax. Slow play the ball. He goes back to Hansen. Puts it high. Crooks looking to chase, but he's being shepherded out of the way by the Sheffield man. But it's decent chase in the middle. I think it's Walkley who's put down by Calcott and Dixon. Good defensive work there from Sambu. As well, I'm looking to get release. His partner there, Jaden Billy. Oh, Ben Crooks has got the ball there. Oh, Ben Crooks is knocked on. He's going to give the... What's the referee ruling there? I think the referee's rule that Ben Crooks stole it 1-on-1. But then knocked on. Yeah. Unlucky that. Nice play to start with from Ben Crooks, but just couldn't keep hold of the ball in the resulting tackle, and Sheffield have a scrum. 10 metres shy of halfway, centre field. Aston finds Wellham, who's offload, nearly put Billy Walkley away. Here's yellow winger, Jaden Billy. Put down on halfway by Sambu and Tangata. Here's Broadbent. We'll take Sheffield. 10 metres inside Halifax territory, but O'Brien and Calcott stop him. Here's Craven. Takes it to the line. Short ball to Hodgson. Will bring Sheffield 20 metres from the Halifax line. McComb and Hanson with a tackle. Using the blind side again. Butterworth from dummy half. Goes back towards centre field. Flat ball to Batty, but decent tackle there from Douglas. Helped out by Calcott. Last one for Sheffield. 15 metres out from the Halifax line. Goes back to Craven. Craven back on the inside. Goes it through, but perfect position there for Nofaluma. Brilliant fullback play. Planned move as Aston was right on Craven's shoulder, but Nofaluma perfectly placed. As Crooks is dunked on his back by 3 Sheffield defenders, 15 metres out. Here's Graham against some very quick up Sheffield defence there. Eddie Batty surely can't be that fast. Here's Tibbs. Evades the markers. Comes back against the grain. Nearly goes between 2 defenders, brought down his 40. Quick play the ball. O'Brien goes blind. Nofaluma sets back on the inside. Looks by a guy. Noffaluma's away. He's got many support. Draws the fullback. Hands on to McComb. And Zach McComb is going to score his first try of the season against his former club. And that's brilliant play from Halifax. And after 5 minutes here at Odsal Stadium, Halifax hit the front. Brilliant play. It all came from the quick play of the ball. O'Brien used the blind side. And Nofaluma stepped back inside. Made the break. Drew the fullback Walker. And it was Zach McComb in support to go over for his first try of the season. He's off the duty run. No wonder the Halifax fans that far side are giving appreciation to Nofaluma. Far too often in his early Halifax career, those sort of players, he was just getting stopped, just getting ankle taps and whatnot, but it was a perfect break. And Hanson had his first shot at goal, 15 metres in from touch. On this right hand side, 15 metres out, and he's straight through the middle. And it's 6-0 to Halifax. All 6 points scored by ex-Eagles. And Halifax, having a habit of taking a lead in the last few games, have just got to hold on to this lead now. Aston, another spiral kick-off. Hanson allows it to bounce. Graham collects and takes his tackle 15 metres out. An old rugby commentator once said you should never let a rugby league ball bounce, but it was a wicked kick-off from Aston. And it came up for Halifax as Nofaluma struggling to make yards. Quick play the ball, though. O'Brien spying the markers offside. Matt O'Brien makes the break. Brilliant break. He's going to draw the full-back. Oh, it's loads of dummy. Oh, McComb could have been in for his second there. But O'Brien threw the dummy. But Hodgson wasn't taking it. That should have been 12-0 up. As it is, Halifax have the ball. 15 metres out, centre field. O'Brien swings right and goes left. Here's Calcott. Stopped by 3 Sheffield defenders. Last one for Halifax. Here's Hanson. Goes to Nofaluma. Throws a dummy Nofaluma. Still the last tackle. He needs to get the ball out, but he just takes his tackle 5 metres away from the line. And that's a very anticlimactic end to that set. Adam O'Brien, if he had that chance again, surely he'd have released McComb for his second try. But he tried to be clever, but Evan Hodgson does what all defenders should do. Just stick to your man. Don't take the dummy. And it's still 6-0 with Sheffield struggling to get out their own 10 here. Wellham will make some much needed yards, but it's brought down by O'Brien, Calcott and Dixon. Here's Bussey. Great shot there. Brilliant shot there by Dixon. He's slodging the ball and Hanson can make the break here. Hanson stepping. Brought down 15 metres away from the line. Another golden opportunity here for Halifax. Another big shot there as Dixon takes tackle. His massive hit. Being that Halifax are in possession. O'Brien finds Calcott. Onto Woodburn Hall. Good defence there from Sheffield. Shot out the line there. I think it was Butterworth there. Sorry, Ollie Roberts there. I like that's very close to the line. Dixon's over! Blimey, all the players on the nudie are getting on the act. Zach McComb first of all, and Ronan Dixon gets Halifax 10-0 up after 10 minutes. And another one who gets his first try of the season, Ronan Dixon. And it was, like I said before, he deserves it. It was his massive shot that dislodged the ball, which meant Halifax were in possession. And Halifax worked their way towards the Eagles line. Perfect pass selection from Adam O'Brien. And Dixon charged over by the sticks to make it 10 points to 0. And surely 12 with Hansen. This conversion attempt just the side of the post. Which he does. 12 and up. Halifax going a better point a minute at the moment. And are they releasing some of the frustrations after not just last week against Bradford, but the week before against York? As Halifax 12-0 up with 11 minutes gone. Here's Aston again, another spiralling kick. Collects on the full side by Hansen. Hands it on to Dixon. Running with head of steam. He's playing like a man possessed at the moment, Ronan Dixon. Here's Douglas. Not to be outshone by his prop partner. Ports his nose in between two defenders. O'Brien finds Calcott. Calcott making some good yards. This is great yardage by Halifax. Calcott brought down 5 shy of halfway. O'Brien finds McComb. Hop, skip and a jump for the defensive line. Will take Halifax 5 metres inside the Sheffield half. O'Brien goes back centre field to Douglas. He just takes it further on centre field. Great yards. Last one for Halifax. 25 metres out. Goes back to Hansen. Puts it high towards the corner. They'll let Walkley collect. And Graham and Crooks tackle him straight away. Here's Dawson Jones. Douglas shot out the line and got him. Sorry, it was Billy that got that kick, my mistake. As Sheffield once again struggling to get that yardage. Here's Wellham. Keeps hold of the ball this time. Despite the attention of Adam Tangata. Butterworth jumps out from dummy half and steals a few metres, looking for a break on the outside, but great tackle by Douglas. Last one for Sheffield, 5 short of halfway. Goes back to Aston. Puts the bomb up, end over end. Nofaluma collects on the full, 5 metres away from his own line. Looking to make the break. Oh, lovely ball out wide to Sambu. Sambu making the break. Back on the inside to Tibbs. Tibbs finds Woodburn Hall and Halifax. Going near enough back to back, and Woodburn Hall scores a try underneath the post. Brilliant, brilliant rugby. And David Nofaluma playing with all the confidence that made him West Tigers all-time top try scorer. That's one of the tries this season for Halifax. Nofaluma collected the ball. 5 metres out from his own line. Returned the ball back. And threw a long cut-out ball to Sambu on the left wing. Sambu made the break. Went back on the inside to Ben Tibbs. And Ben Tibbs, who's been in that position a few times in his Halifax career and butchered everyone, but he did the right thing this time. Released James Woodburn Hall, who scored underneath the posts. And Hansen converts for 18-0 up. After 14 minutes here, Halifax better than a point a minute. Brilliant, brilliant rugby. As Aston gets us back underway, another spiral kickoff. Collected well by Crooks. Those kickoffs that Aston are doing are brilliant, but Halifax are dealing with them really well. As Crooks goes to the centre of the field, but brought down by 3 Sheffield defenders. Here's what Bernal brings on Tangata, who by his standards is having a very quiet game. He's brought down 25 metres out. Here's Douglas. Finds Hansen, onto Nofaluma. Mobile to Graham, and Halifax are away again. Graham with the break. Back on the inside to Hansen, and Hansen's going to score. Halifax do go back to back. Oh, this is brilliant. Where has this been all season? We're living in dreamland here. Hansen goes underneath the posts. And after a quarter of an hour, Halifax are going to go 24-0 up. Brilliant, brilliant play. And it's Nofaluma who's doing all the damage. Cut out pass to the left. Charlie Graham feeling left out. Cut out pass to Graham, and Graham made the break. Ball back on the inside to Hansen. Hansen gets his 6th try of the season. Underneath the posts, which he converts. He's 4 from 4, and Halifax are 24-0 up here. What is going on? I said before, Halifax maybe releasing frustration for the last 2 games, releasing frustration for the last 12 games. And Sheffield just looks shell-shocked at the moment. They're being picked apart on both edges. As Aston once more, another spiral bomb hanging in the air, collected by Nofaluma onto Dixon, and Dixon, brilliant run there. Ronan Dixon, take a bow. He's been brilliant so far today. Here's McComb. Tries to get out of the clutches of Broadbent, but Batter comes in. Here's Calcott. Just struts his way into the defensive line. Gets brought down 10 metres shy of halfway. O'Brien finds Tangata, and Tangata, despite the attention of 3 Sheffield defenders, will take Halifax past halfway. O'Brien pointing where he wants people to go, but it goes back inside. Here's with Bernal. Oh, unlucky. Nice little show and go, but Brandon Douglas couldn't keep hold of it. And it's only Halifax's 2nd error of the game in what's been a quite remarkable opening quarter. No doubt Kyle Eastman will be pleading with his players just to keep it up, not to let level drop. There's Dawson Jones from the scrum. Gets brought down on halfway. O'Brien, McComb and Douglas involved. Butterworth finds Batty, and Batty stopped by Tangata, Calcott and Douglas. Aston finds Roberts, and Roberts, great tackle down low by Calcott, finished off up top by Bernal. And Roberts has gone second best there, and sure, there's a knock on there. Oh, that's unlucky, that. Ollie Roberts is clearly injured, but he should have just stayed down with the ball if he's injured. Tried to carry on with it, but he just got it all wrong. He couldn't lift his leg up to play the ball. He comes up with the error. And it is a knock on. And referee Tara Jones was left with no option but to give the knock on. As a physio straight on to treat Roberts there. It's definitely looks like a lower leg injury. Just couldn't get his leg up high enough. And he just gives both sides a chance to get some water in, as well as making the changes, as Connor Davies standing on the sideline looking to come on. And he's coming on for Ronan Dixon, who's had an absolutely superb first stint. Now Connor Davies has got a big job on to keep up that impact, as Ronan Dixon makes his way for a well-earned rest. Still 24-0, unbelievably. And it's still only 18 minutes gone here at the Odsal Stadium. As Ollie Roberts looks to be okay, he's got up to his feet. But the physio is leading him off the field at the nearest exit, which is the far touchline. And he's going to be replaced by another familiar face, from one ex-Halifax player to another, as Titus Guaze comes on. As Halifax get the game underway, Sambu copping a big hit from Batty there. Here's Tibbs. Pushed back 10-15 metres by the Sheffield defence. Blimey, it's like a union mall. Halifax have lost yards there. Here's Sambu trying to make up some yards, which is a great shot there by Wellham. And Sambu's going second best there. He's struggling to his feet. Here's Connor Davies. Oh, Connor Davies missed the break. Oh! Nearly made the break. Butterworth holding on to his shirt, but 30-40 metre gain. O'Brien finds Calcott, spins out of one tackle. Still going Calcott. Brilliant break there by Davies. Halifax last tackle, 15 metres out. Woodburn Hall. Oh, tries to chip it over, but straight into the hands of Corey Aston. I think Woodburn Hall thought that Corey Aston was still playing with him, just near enough passed it to him. And Sheffield through Guaze, looking to try and get out of territory. It's a decent run there from Guaze, but good tackle coming in from Connor Davies and Zach McComb. Here's Broadbent. Good hit there from Douglas. Sheffield 10 shy of halfway. Aston finds Bussey, steps back on the inside. But O'Brien and Tangata putting down 5 metres inside the Halifax half. Last tackle for the Eagles goes back to Aston. Puts it high. Charlie Graham waits. Collects it comfortably enough. Looking to counter-attack. Looking to get between Sheffield defenders. Brilliant run there from Graham. He's still going, but eventually put down by Billy Walkley. Here's Crooks. Comes centre field. Brought down by Batty and Butterworth. Slow play the ball, but I was going to say the referee's letting it go, but that tested her patience and she's had enough. And I make it the first penalty of the game. Goes the way of Halifax after 20 minutes. Good refereeing. She's let the game flow. And then she's set a stall out now. Great touch finder from Hansen. And Halifax set off 25 metres out from the Sheffield line, and Crooks is eating up the metres. He gets to within 12 metres of the Sheffield line. Brought down by Guaze. O'Brien finds Douglas, throws a dummy. Douglas looks to power over. Oh, gets the ball away. It goes back and Butterworth dies on it. Oh, a bit too desperate there. Halifax getting a bit giddy there as Brad Graham comes onto the field for Deon Sambu. Said before that he came on second best on that tackle, and the doctors come on and it doesn't look good. He's got his shirt in a makeshift sling. Could be a dislocated shoulder there, and that's a big loss for Halifax. But very welcome back for Brad Graham, who had such impressive start to the season. And he'll occupy that left centre spot as Sheffield through Batty onto Aston. Bussey sets back on the inside. Graham gets involved in his first tackle as Bussey eventually stopped just past the halfway line. Last tackle for the Eagles. Goes back to Aston. Aston Puts up a spiral bomb. It's moving here, there and everywhere. But Graham collects. Brilliant take from Graham. And he's brought down 25 metres away from his own line. Hansen onto Nofaluma. The Sheffield defence shot up, and Halifax are losing ground again. Poor play that. They just gone from dummy half. Halifax have lost 10 metres on that one. Here's Tibbs. Hickson spins. Makes some good yards there. Gets to the 25. Woodburn all at dummy half. Finds McComb. Hicks' ex-teammate Gwazi wrapped up alongside Harry Bowes onto the field. And Harry Bowes in again. Fantastic tackle there. Down low. Hansen on the last. Kicks towards the corner. Comfortable enough there for Walkley, but great tackle. Centre field, 5 metres out by Connor Davies. Here's Billy. Brought down by Brad Graham, Adam O'Brien, 10 metres out for his own line. Here's Wellham. Goes centre field, met by Calcott and Davies. Helped out by Douglas, who puts him down 15 metres out. Here's Batty. Out the back to Craven. Short ball to Gwazi. Gwazi tries to take on Crooks on the outside, but brought down by Hansen down low. Here's Batty. Just takes it straight and hard this time, but well met there by Calcott and O'Brien. Last one for Sheffield. Butterworth deceives the chases it. Marker goes up to Craven. Craven, an orthodox kick. Cross field, bounces. Wicked bounce. Luckily Woodburn always there to clear up. And he'll take his tackle on his own 20 metre line. Here's Tibbs. Makes some good yards there as Jacob Fairbank comes on for Brandon Douglas. Here's Graham, first touch of the ball for him, goes back into the markers, looks a bit high there from the Sheffield player, Broadbent, but play goes on. Here's Calcott, short ball to Fairbank, straight into the action. And he'll take Halifax 10 metres inside Sheffield territory as the referee stops the game because this near winger here, Billy Walkley, has copped the bang on the head, and the physio signal is his head injury. So he's going off for head injury assessment. And Matty Marsh comes onto the field for them. As Halifax will have to play the ball 10 metres inside Sheffield's half. O'Brien finds Calcott. Further on, Woodburn Hall brings on Tangatar on the angle. Tangatar. Good yards there, just outside Sheffield's 20. O'Brien finds Calcott. Hansen kicks on the last, little dink over, collected by Dawson Jones. But Crooks and McComb straight in there to put him down. 5 metres out from his own line. Marsh, first touch the ball, but runs into a wall of blue and white. Connor Davies, Jacob Fairbank and Will Calcott. Here's Jaden Billy. Well put down there by O'Brien. Helped out by Tangatar. Sheffield struggling to get out their own 20. Here's Bussey. Good shot there from Tangatar. Helped out by Woodburn Hall and Brad Graham. Aston looking for a 40-20. Looking for a 40-20. He's going to get it as well. Oh, the bounce. Oh, unlucky. Or the touch was going to give it. Yeah, as I thought they bounced back Sheffield's way, but he's a great 40-20. And Sheffield have a great chance to get some points back in this game. Tap from 18 metres out. As Bussey brought down 12 metres out. Craven brings on Gwazi on the angle. Met by Calcott and Davies up top. Fairbank down low. Sheffield 5 metres out from the Halifax line. Butterworth waits. Finds Batty. On to Aston. Short ball to Wellham. Great tackle there. O'Brien and Tangatar. On Bussey it was. Here's Bowes. On to Aston. Craven letting go there. Dawson Jones knocks on with the line. Begging. Big relief there. It's going to be a 7 tackle set as well. Oh no, it isn't. The referee's ruled. It was a knock on. And Nofaluma quite rightly saying that he knocked on and it went dead. And the touch judge has come on as well. I think to try and tell the referee, but she's ruling it's a scrum and Halifax will get it 10 metres out. But it's another error from Sheffield, and good job Dawson Jones dropped it because he was in the corner. Graham had made his mind up to go for the intercept. But as it is, Halifax with the ball 15 metres out through Ben Tibbs. Here's Graham, beats one. Good yards from Graham. Still going despite the attention of 3 Sheffield Eagles men. Gets brought down just before the 30. Here's Tangata. Show the ball to Fairbank, but kept hold. No real yards made, but brought to centre field. O'Brien finds Davies. Out the back to Hansen. Short ball to McComb. Stopped by Gwaze. But McComb forces his way over halfway. Here's Calcott. Just goes himself and got tackled down low. There by Bussey. Last one for Fax. It goes back to Hansen. Hansen puts it high again. Not that deep. Will Graham look to claim it? Oh, brilliant take there from Dawson Jones. But Hansen brought him down as soon as he landed. Here's Marsh. Big hit there from Fairbank. Great shot. Here's Billy, and Billy. Good tackle down low by Graham. Up top from Connor Davies. But too much messing around, and she's being consistent. This Tara Jones. She's looking for Messi to play the ball, and Halifax just held on for a touch too long. Just come up to the last 10 minutes, and it's still Halifax 24, Sheffield 0. Felt a bit high as well, did that. Lucky to get away with that. Was Jacob Fairbank there. Here's Craven. Back to Walker, steps back on the inside, but Calcott's there. Along with McComb. And Fairbank. As Sheffield, 10 metres out. Craven finds Batty. Out to Aston. Back to Wellham. Wellham trying to go on the outside of Graham, but Graham does well. Great ball and all tackle there from Brad Graham. Still tackles in for Sheffield. Good shot there by O'Brien and Calcott. Sheffield going right. Aston onto Wellham. Wellham, a brilliant tackle again from Brad Graham. Another ball and all tackle there. 2 really important tackles there from Brad Graham. Last one for Sheffield. It goes back to Aston. Crossfield kick. Knocked on there by Matty Marsh into the hands of Charlie Graham, and Halifax survive that defensive set. Graham plays the ball in his 10 metre line. Here's Crooks, goes centre field, tries to go in between 2 defenders. Nearly got the ball out, but the ball wrapped up by the Sheffield man. Here's Tibbs, going on the outside. Again, the Sheffield defence pushing back a few metres. This time Halifax are struggling to get out their own 20. Here's Davies. As the Sheffield man shot out. Butterworth it was. On as George Whitby comes on for Will Calcott. Well, that's not like for like. There's going to be a bit of a reshuffle going on there as Jacob Fairbank, I think it was, comes up with the error. Halifax getting a little bit lapsed with the ball at the moment. Gifting Sheffield possession here. 10 metres inside the Halifax half for the scrum. In the middle of the field. Late move by Walker right. Aston finds Walker at the back. Walker trying to go on the outside, but it's a good tackle there from Ben Tibbs. As Wellham just near enough walks into the defensive line there. Tackled down low by Davies up top. From Fairbank. Batty back on the inside to Bowes. But Fairbank read it well, and wraps him up 12 metres away from his try line. Here's Batty, finds Aston, shows and goes out to Walker. Walker trying to go on the outside of Graham, and Graham holds on well. Helped out by Tibbs. The ball comes back out backwards to Billy, and Billy twisting and turning his way. Desperate defence for Halifax. Hold him up. Has the referee given a penalty? I think she has. Has she given it for a high shot? It did look a bit high, yeah. It's a high shot from Brad Graham. She played the advantage, but come back for the penalty, and Sheffield have 6 more tackles on this Halifax line. Just under 8 minutes to go here, still 24-0 to Halifax. And Kyle Eastman will be barking out the instructions to keep the score to 0. Sheffield 10 metres out, centre field. Goes to Craven, short ball to Gwazi, well read by Whitby. Helped out by McComb and Hansen. Nofaluma there as well. Less than 5 out, Sheffield. Goes to Craven, showing and going. Finds Aston. Out the back to Walker. Walker onto Wellham. Short ball to Billy, and Billy nearly out to touch. He is in touch. The touchers put the flag up, and Zach McComb on the other side of the field celebrates it like we've scored a try, and it practically is. Brilliant defensive pressure there. As the fans in that far stand finally find the voice. And Fax will have possession to play the ball 10 metres out from their own sticks. And Graham will start the process of getting out of territory. 3 Sheffield men try and push him back, but Graham's strong enough to hold his ground. Hansen, long ball centre field to Fairbank, bushes off. Bowes. Halifax calling for offside. Surely Harry Bowles can't be that quick up. As Hansen used the blind side, Tangata looking to regain some ground, gets brought down just shy of 30. Hansen finds O'Brien on tap. Whitby. McComb finds Nofaluma. Halifax could break through again. Nofaluma through the gap, back on the inside, and it's George Whitby, and George Whitby is in. Halifax go right back upfield, and with the kick are going to go 30-0 up with just over 5 minutes to go, and George Whitby scores his second try in Halifax colours. He's come off the bench and made an instant impact. And Halifax are 28-0 with a kick to come. And it's David Nofaluma again with the damage. Made his way to the right hand side. He thought about giving the cut out pass again, but the door just opened for him. And he strolled through. Back on the angle. And found George Whitby on the inside supporting, and he finishes practically under the sticks. And Hansen, no doubt, is going to go 5 from 5, which he does. What a first half it has been. By far the best 40 minutes Halifax have had all year. Hopefully it'll be the best 80 as well. As for the first time really this season, Halifax have found a ruthless cutting edge. 30 points to 0. With just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. And after soaking up a bit of pressure from Sheffield, brilliant to go up the other end. Another wicked kick-off there from Aston. It bounces. Whitby collects. On to Connor Davies. He's brought down 15 metres out of his own line. I must say Halifax are dealing with these kick-offs brilliantly. Here's Fairbank brought down 25 metres out. Scrappy play the ball, but the referee rules play on. with Bernal. Short ball to Tangata, and Tangata. Great ball on tackle there from Wellham. Here's with Bernal running centre field, showing and going. Short ball to Davies. Oh, it was on out the back. But Davies takes his tackle on halfway. Still has a flop from Batty. Referee keeps play continue. Here's Whitby. Dummies the drop off. Spinning out of one tackle. Brought down 35 metres from the line. Last one. Goes back to Bernal. Puts it high. Crossfield. Now Will Graham challenge. Billy takes it. Brilliant tackle there from Tibbs and Graham. Nearly pushing out of touch. Here's Wellham again. Just strolling to the defensive line. Not making any real yards. Brought down by Graham and Fairbank. 12 metres out from his own line. Here's Dawson Jones. Tries to bump off Whitby, but he holds on well. Reinforcements arrive. Hanson downstairs. Alongside McComb. Butterworth from dummy half. Jumps out, but great mark away from McComb. Oh, about to say great mark away. Referees ruled he wasn't square. And Craven kicks the ball into touch. Not a great touch find. It only makes 10 metres, but it's just inside the Halifax half. With just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. Marsh taps to Craven, who hands it on to Marcus Green. Big presence in the middle of the field, but Fairbank deals well with him. Butterworth finds Craven, shifts over the top, looking for the chasers. Planned move. Can Crooks get back? He can. Can he get out of danger? Or he slips in the in-goal area, conceding the goal line dropout. But it's not a bad result for Halifax there, because it looked like Sheffield had going to get to the ball first, but Crooks did really well to get back. And Halifax, with 90 seconds to go, the first goal line dropout of the afternoon. Wellham collects on the bounce. Takes it to centre field where he's brought down by Fairbank, Tangata and Davies. Here's Batty. Good shot there from Fairbank. And Halifax will be desperate to keep this score to 0. 15 metres out. They go right. Craven back on the inside to Bussy. Great tackle there by O'Brien. He looks like he's nearly the foot late to Hooker. Here's Batty. One ball out to Craven. Brilliant tackle there by Whitby. Ball and all. Wrapped round. Great tackle there by the youngster. There's Tangata with a big hit. Finished off by Davies as Sheffield looking to go right on the last. Craven short ball to Bussy. There's lots of power the way over. The ball comes loose and it's a penalty. Now Jack Bussy, surely, he just lost the ball into Halifax man. And with 20 seconds to go, is Sheffield going to go for 2? No, they're going to go tap and go, and no doubt there's going to be a kick towards the corner. Oh no, they're going to have one more tackle as Green takes it in. 5 metres out. Last tackle of the half. Butterworth goes from dummy half. As the clock ticks down to 0, he's brought down less than 5 out. The hooter goes to signal half time. Have an utterly dominant half by the Halifax Panthers. Fantastic rugby league. Some world-class tries. And brilliant defence. Zach McComb and Ronan Dixon crossed early for their first tries of the season. After 5 and 10 minutes respectively. James Bernal got on the act after quarter of an hour. Hanson got back-to-back afterwards to make it 24-0. Then Sheffield found their way back into the game, but brilliant defence from Halifax kept them out. And against a bit of the run of play, Halifax broke up field and George Whitby finished off underneath the post. Jack Hanson flawless with the boot to make the half-time score here at Odsal Stadium are quite unbelievable. Halifax Panthers 30, Sheffield Eagles 0. Welcome back to the second half of this Betfred Championship round 21. clash here at sun-kissed Odsal Stadium, where Halifax have run riot in the first 40 minutes, 30 points to nil, where everything has gone right for Halifax, releasing the frustrations of the past, let's say, 3 months, as they've really put the Sheffield Eagles team to the sword. Zach McComb and Ronan Dixon scored their first tries of the season. James Woodburn-Hall, Jack Hansen and George Whitby off the bench got on the act as well. Hansen 5 from 5, with David Nofaluma having his hand in all but one. He's having a wow of a game. I think that's what that Panther would have seen if you heard that. Wow! Now the big challenge now for Halifax is to turn a brilliant 40 into a brilliant 80. Hopefully Kyle Eastman said in the change rooms at half time, right, it's 0-0. Keep the same attitude. As Crooks makes first tackle of the second half. Batty comes up. Put down by Fairbank. McComb and Davies. Here's Aston. Finds Bussey. Tries to bump off. Woodburn-Hall holds on down low. Brad Graham and Tangata finished off a tackle. Craven brings on Green. Put down by Fairbank. Here's Bowes. Good run there. Last one for the Eagles. He goes to Craven, puts it high off his left boot. Nofaluma underneath it, collects it comfortably. Now looking to counter-attack, but Corey Aston looking for a one-on-one, but Nofaluma keeps hold. Whitby feeds Charlie Graham, and Graham makes the full force of the Sheffield defence, but rides it well. Plays the ball 12 out from his own line. Here's Tangata with head of steam. Great run there from Odsal. Hansen waits a dummy half. Finds Connor Davies. Still going to spend attention to 3 Sheffield defenders. Will play the ball at his own 30. Hansen, short ball to Nofaluma, goes between the 2 markers, looking for the ball out there. Nofaluma brought down just shy of halfway. Last one. Goes back to Whitby. Pressure from Batty, but Whitby gets his kick away. It's going to bounce. And it's going to bounce into touch. Now is that 40-20? Ooh. No, it looked like Whitby must have just been in front, and Sheffield, Steve will be going mad. They've let the rugby league ball bounce twice on the high kicks. As Guaze pushed back by 3 Halifax defenders, which has got the crowd going a little bit. Here's Batty, good contact there from Fairbank and Davies. Puts him down right where he stands. Here's Bussey. Finds Aston. This is Bussey, sorry, it was Bowes to start. And forced a knock on Brad Graham. Brilliant tackle there. And since he's come on, Brad Graham, he's had a brilliant impact on the game. Ball and all tackle to stop Sheffield scoring. And he's just forced the error. Right on the halfway line. And Fax will have the scrum. Centre field on halfway. Woodburn-Hall to feed. Hansen finds Whitby. Whitby takes it to the line. Out the back to Nofaluma. Nofaluma looks to break again. Sets back on the inside. Still going Nofaluma. Makes the half break. Still making yards. He's having an absolute wow of a game, is Nofaluma. Brings Halifax to 10 metres out. Hansen finds Connor Davies. Can he get over the line for his first try of the season? Everyone else is getting over. Gets brought down less than 5 out. Hansen waits at dummy half. Finds Whitby. Out the back to Nofaluma. Long ball out to Graham. Sets back on the inside. Stays in the field of play. Just about. Crooks finds Nofaluma. Loose pass. Whitby collects on the bounce. Dummy drop off from Whitby. Finds Connor Davies. Starts off a 1. Good run there from Connor. We'll take Halifax back inside Sheffield's 10. Centre field. Options left and right here for Hansen. Goes left to Whitby. Whitby out the back. Oh, Wellham shot out. Forced the mistake. Ben Tibbs gets back to make the tackle. Could have been arguments for tackle without the ball, but the referee rules play on. As the Sheffield look to work it right. Guaze collects it on the bounce from a loose pass. Sets back on the inside. Fairbank with the ball and all tackle. And Sheffield are within 25 metres of the Halifax line after being pressured right on their own line. Here's Aston, takes it to the defensive line. Onto Bussy. Bussy still making yards by the attention of Hansen. Woodburn Hall and Tangatar, and Adam Tangatar's forced a mistake. Another knock on at the play of the ball from Sheffield, forced by the Halifax defence. And Fax have the scrum 15 metres out from their own line. And after 5 minutes of the second half, it's still Halifax 30, Sheffield 0. Woodburn Hall to feed the scrum. Hansen from loose forward, hands on to Crooks. Crooks sets back on the inside, looking to break through, makes the half break, but Guaze and Harry Bowes puts him down. Hansen shimmies left and goes right, on to McComb. McComb, decent yards from McComb, brings Halifax to within 5 of halfway. Hansen finds Fairbank, takes it to the line. Thought about the pass, but keeps hold himself as he brings Halifax 5 metres over the halfway line. Hansen waits, surveying the options. He goes left to Woodburn Hall. Out the back to Nofaluma. Throws a dummy. Nofaluma still going. It takes 4 Sheffield Eagles men to stop his progress. 25 metres out on this near touchline. Here's Brad Graham, runs towards centre field. Throws a dummy. Oh, Whitby wanted it, but quite sensibly Brad Graham held on to it. Last one from Halifax, 15 metres out, centre field. Hansen goes right. Fairbank, short ball to Connor Davies. Davies gets back to Fairbank. Fairbank, Hail Mail pass. Woodburn Hall grubs it through. Surely that's a knock on from Sheffield, but the referee rules. They knocked it backwards. And Sheffield just clinging on for dear life here. There's a few players standing, hands on hips. As Guaze brought down by Connor Davies. Here's Dawson Jones. Takes 3 fast defenders to put him down. O'Brien, McComb and Davies once more. Here's Billy. Good tackle there from Woodburn Hall. Helped out by Tangatara and Hansen, pushing back a few metres. Messing around the play of the ball, but referee rules it was 6 and 2 threes. Butterworth kicks from dummy half. Is that 40-20 again from Sheffield? It is another 40-20 from Sheffield. Great kick there from Reece Butterworth. No real pressure in for dummy half. And Halifax, the Halifax back 3 were lackadaisical in the chase as Sheffield looked to penalise him out wide. Dawson Jones sets back on the inside. Has he got over for the try? He has. And Halifax concede the first try of the afternoon and they look really annoyed. Zach McComb looks disgusted with himself. And Sheffield through Matty Dawson-Jones. After 8 minutes of this second half. Pull 1 try back. And Kyle Eastman's message at half time not being needed. And Sheffield from the tap from the 40-20 moved it really well, right to left, created the space, and Dawson Jones stepped back on the inside of Charlie Graham and forced his way over. 5 metres in from the touchline. Gives Corey Aston a tricky conversion attempt. So 5 metres in from touch, just over the 20 metre line back. It's a lovely kick. You can tell by the silence over there that he kicked the goal. We all know how good Corey Aston is from the boot, and he's proven it just then. So, first score of the second half goes to the Eagles. 30 points to 6 now in favour of the Panthers as Will Calcott prowling the touchline, ready to come back on. Hansen with a kick-off. Collected by Craven, long past centre field to Walker. That did look forward. The officials let it go. Scrappy play the ball again. The referee lets play go on. As Butterworth tries to steal some ground but pushed backwards by Tangata and Woodburn Hall. Here's Green. Great contact there by Fairbank and Davies. Tangata pulls him downstairs. 35 metres away from their own line. Buzz onto Craven. Finds Walker, brushes off Whitby, comes back centre field. Onto Bussey. Oh, tramples over Tangata. Jack Bussey. Looked a bit of a forward pass, but Sheffield carry on as Butterworth tries to catch Halifax offside. Here's Welland, tries to go on the outside of Graham, but Graham does well, wraps him up really well. Woodburn Hall goes down low to put him down. Butterworth back to Aston, pulls it cross field. Looking for Dawson Jones. Graham knocks it backwards and it goes out into touch, and Sheffield have another 6 tackles here on the Halifax line. They'll have to play the ball 10 metres out underneath the Halifax sticks. The goal left to Craven, brings on Guazi on the angle. Tries to bump off Fairbank, but Fairbank sticks to his task well, helped out by Hansen. Less than 5 out. Here's Bowes, hands on to Green, and Green looking to power his way over under the sticks. But the Fax defence get there in numbers to stop him. Butterworth. Sloppy pass from dummy half. Guazi collects on the bounce. He's got nowhere to go, but he still gets out of the clutches. Too much grabbing there, not enough shoulders. McComb and Whitby finally get to grips with him. 10 metres away from the Halifax line. Craven runs across the line, hands it on to Bowes. 3 men stop his progress. O'Brien, Hansen and Davies. Here's Aston. Long ball out, and it only finds the advertising audience. Poor pass from Corey Aston. And that's a big sigh of relief from the Halifax defence there, because if Sheffield had scored again, there might have been a bit of doubt creeping into the minds of the Halifax players and giving Sheffield a massive boost of confidence. But as it is, Halifax will have to play the ball 15 metres out. As Tibbs rushes into the defensive line. Brilliant run there from Ben Tibbs. Complete disregard for his body there as Graham tries to go on the outside. Gets out one. Great yards there from Brad Graham. Takes Halifax past the 40. O'Brien waits a dummy half. Finds Woodburn Hall. Onto Calcott. Fresh onto the field. Replacing Jack Hansen. Me and O'Brien back into the dummy half roll. Whitby finds Nofaluma onto Crooks. Brushes off one. Comes back on the inside. Gets the ball away to Nofaluma. Nofaluma looking to make the break. Pokes his nose through, but Batsy and Guazi stopping to get the ball away, but he makes another 5 or so metres with his feet. O'Brien goes right to Whitby. Whitby sets back on the inside. Throws a dummy with George Whitby. Little crackerjack of a player. Last one for Fax. Less than 5 out. Goes to Fairbank. Onto Woodburn Hall. Oh, what? He's straight into the hands of Aston. Woodburn Hall gets to it. Knocks it backwards. Woodburn Hall. From 0 to hero there. It was a shocking kick. Collected by Aston. And Aston tried to get the ball away to his teammate. And Woodburn Hall batted it back into the hands of Nofaluma. Well done, James Woodburn Hall. As Calcott Takes it up, big hit from the Sheffield defence, but it still goes. Will Calcott. Here's Tangata. Goes between two Sheffield defenders, but it all closes. Take Halifax into the Sheffield 20, centre field. Options left and right here for O'Brien. He goes left. Finds Woodburn Hall. Still going Woodburn Hall, fending with his right. Takes Halifax within 10 metres of the Sheffield line. Scrappy play the ball. O'Brien finds Whitby, runs cross field, hands it off to Davies. Davies brought down by 3 Sheffield defenders. Last one for the Panthers. Plenty of chat from O'Brien. He goes back to Whitby, on to Nofaluma. Short ball to Crooks. Hits and spins. The ball goes dead. He tried to get the ball away, but the ball goes dead. It's going to be a 7 tackle set from the 20 metre tap for Sheffield. Poor enter set there for Halifax. As Billy makes 10 metres or so from the tap for Sheffield. Here's Wellham. Taken by O'Brien, out by Tangata and Calcott. And Sheffield within 5 of Halifax. Butterworth jumps out on dummy half. Great tackle there from O'Brien. But it's a quick play the ball. Aston finds Craven. On to Gwazi. Tries to go on the outside of Whitby. Whitby does well down low. Crooks comes in. Top for support up top. And Sheffield 30 metres away from the Halifax line. Craven. Balls on to Green, and Green still making yards despite the attention of 3 Halifax defenders. Davies, Tangata and Calcott. Sheffield 25 metres out, centre field. They go left. Bowes finds Craven, grubbers it through. Collected by the Halifax man, I think it's Connor Davies, who's dived on it. As Graham does well against a very quick off the line Sheffield defence. Halifax fans not liking the defensive line for Sheffield there. Here's McComb. Will take Halifax past the 40. O'Brien finds Woodburn Hall, brings on Graham on the angle, evades Wellham. Brought down halfway. Slow play the ball again. Quick Sheffield defence as Tibbs tries to make yards there. 5 minutes inside of Sheffield half. Last one for Fax. O'Brien finds Whitby. Whitby has time to put his kick in. Really high kick. No pressure on Dawson Jones. But it's a decent chase for the Halifax defenders. Try to brush off Tangata. Brilliant tackle yet again from Brad Graham. Here's Billy. Good contact there from Tibbs and Woodburn. All else out there by O'Brien. And Sheffield struggling to get on yardage here. Woodburn Hall, another great tackle out by Tangata and Douglas. Butterworth, who's having a great game for Sheffield, jumps out dummy half and steals 10 or so metres. Put down by Douglas. Aston. Long ball to Craven. Out the back to Walker. Walker sets back on the inside of Whitby. Marsh finds Bowes. Important tackle from Tangata, but Bowes gets the ball away. Walker has to dive on it, and Ben Crooks completes the tackle. Last one for Sheffield, still not at their own half. Goes back to Craven. Craven pulls it high. Nofaluma sabres ours at the back. Collects his own 10 and returns with interest. But Sheffield prepared for him. 3 men push him back into his own 20. Again, a really slow, scrappy play of the ball. The referee letting it go. And there's one last push from the Sheffield man. And Tara Jones had enough. Signals for the penalty. The Sheffield player is literally holding his hands out saying, "What, me?" But it was obvious what he was doing. And a great touch finder there from George Whitby. Brilliant kick. And Halifax will start 10 metres inside the Sheffield half. Ben Crooks not allowed to get on with it. The referee wanting everything all present and correct. So instead of Zach McComb will take it. Great yards after contact by Zach there. O'Brien finds Douglas. Great run from Douglas there. Takes Halifax within 10 metres of the Sheffield line. Here's a score coming here. O'Brien finds Nofaluma brushes off a tackle there. Oh, it's Woodburn Hall, sorry, my mistake. Both hot steppers, Nofaluma and Woodburn Hall. Takes Halifax within 5. O'Brien finds Fairbank. Fairbank throws a dummy and Fairbank. It's over. Oh no, he's knocked on. Oh. Now Sheffield being hard done to there. Fairbank reached out and knocked on in the in-goal area, and Sheffield picked the ball up. It should have been play on. But Jacob Fairbank, nearly making it 3 players getting the first try of the season, dropped the ball over the line. And Sheffield have a 7 tackle set from the 20-metre tap because he knocked on in goal. As Craven works the ball left. Oh, brilliant tackle there. And Graham's going to pick it up. Charlie Graham's going to pick it up. And Charlie Graham's going to go over for a well-deserved try. Underneath the sticks. Halifax denied 30 seconds before. And Charlie Graham said, that's how you score a try. Jacob Fairbank. As we come into the last 20 minutes, Halifax increased the lead to 34-6 with a kick to come, bang in front of the posts. And Charlie Graham gets his 6th try of the season. And the referee having a word with Chris Wellham, the Sheffield captain. Now with Hanson off the field, it's going to be George Whitby who's going to take over kicking duties, and he could have asked for a better kick to start off with, bang in front of the posts. And Halifax having, after conceding a try and having a bit of pressure from Sheffield, have wrestled momentum back, and Whitby does indeed turn the 4 into 6. They've scored the first try of the second half, and hopefully now we'll go on to dominate this last quarter of the game. 36 points to 6. We're 19 minutes to go. The 30-point lead is restored. As Sheffield do look a bit tired. Must admit there's plenty of players walking back hands on hips. Aston with another kick-off, another spiral kick. Well taken by Whitby, hand on to Calcott, and Calcott with air of steam takes it up to the Sheffield line. Gets put down. Just shy of his own 20. Here's Douglas. Great yards again from Brandon Douglas. Brilliant run. Takes Halifax to the 40. Here's Tangata. Goes on the outside of Wellham and take Halifax past halfway. O'Brien finds Calcott. Short ball to Fairbank. Breaks the break. Has it on to Whitby. Whitby tries to step Walker. Good defence there from Walker, but Halifax 15 metres out from the Sheffield line. O'Brien goes left. Fairbank. Out back to Woodburn Hall. Throw the dummy. It's twisting towards the line, Woodburn Hall, but Sheffield get back in numbers to hold him up over the try line. What a set this is from Halifax. Last tackle here for the Panthers. They go blind. Tangata. I don't think he was meant to get the ball. But he turns the ball over 2 metres from the Sheffield line. Not a bad place for turning it over. And a brilliant set after points. As Aston will play the ball 2 metres out from his own line, and Halifax are ready to put some pressure on. Here's Billy. Decent run there from the winger, but Brandon Douglas forces him back into his own 10. Here's Wellham. Met by 3 fast defenders. McComb, Calcott and Fairbank. Who's having a great second half. Another tackle there from Douglas, this time on Dawson Jones. Fairbank again involved in the tackle. Halifax forwards have been brilliant today. Tangata finishes off Butterworth shimmers left and goes right. Aston finds Bussey. Great contact there by Adam O'Brien. Last one for Sheffield. Butterworth finds Aston under pressure from Fairbank. Graham collects. Looks for the counter-attack. Great return there from Charlie Graham. Takes Fax to within the 40. Whitby, long ball to Nofaluma. Finds Tibbs. Tibbs tries to go on the outside, but gets brought down. 10 metres in from touch by Wellham. Taking away at dummy half. Finds Brad Graham. He will take Halifax up to halfway. Butterworth with a tackle, who's had a great game for Sheffield. Don't really deserve to be on the losing side, Reece Butterworth. As Cowcott will take Halifax to within 40 in Sheffield line. O'Brien waits, shimmers right and goes left, finds Douglas. Great yards again from Brandon Douglas. Last tackle, less than 25 metres out. O'Brien finds Whitby. Whitby has all the time to put the kick in. And Graham wants to collect. Dawson knocks on and Ben Crooks gets the try, but the referees ruled that it was Charlie Graham that knocked on. Well, from my viewpoint, it looked like Dawson Jones knocked on. But Tara Jones is a lot closer than me. And Tyler Gwaze, nearly lost the ball, but the referee has given a penalty to Sheffield. Was it for offside? No, it's for an high tackle on Titus Gwaze. In Sheffield, they'll start off 25 metres away from the Halifax line. Gwaze taps, hands on to Craven. Finds Bowes. Stopped by 3 fast defenders, Calcott, Fairbank and Macomb. Butterworth goes left. Aston takes to the line, out the back to Walker. On to Marsh. Dawson Jones takes back on the inside. Great defence there from George Whitby. Craven. Hands on to Broadbent, and gets brought down. Less than 10 out. Here's Craven. Finds Aston. Out of the back. Oh, knock on from Sheffield. Out here touch. Brilliant rush defence there from Ben Tibbs. Forced the error. And Halifax will have to play the ball. 10 metres out underneath the sticks. And neither side any rush to get to the play the ball. O'Brien finds Crooks, and Crooks gets brought down by 3 Sheffield defenders. Quick play the ball. O'Brien feeds Charlie Graham, and Graham makes some really good yards, but good counter defence from Sheffield, pushes it back a couple of metres. O'Brien finds Dixon coming back on. Had such a great first stint. Great run there from Dixon, replacing Jacob Fairbank, who's run his blood to water this second half. Here's Woodburn Hall, short ball to Tangatag. Great tackle down low by Wellham. 5 metres inside the Sheffield half. O'Brien copied his hands once in quickly. Woodburn Hall at the back to Nofaluma. Nofaluma makes the break. Tibbs kicks back on the inside. Can he get to it, Ben Tibbs? Oh, he's knocked on. He's bounced it. Oh, so unlucky, Ben Tibbs. Did everything right. Brilliant kick through. Got to it first, but just couldn't control the put down. And whereas Halifax were ruthless in the first half, near enough, they've bombed 2 or 3 gilt-edged chances to improve the score. But it's still 36-6. Another big hit in midfield. Coming from Will Calcott, helped out by Macomb. Craven, short ball to Gwaze, coming back on the angle. Macomb involved once more, helped out by O'Brien. And George Whitby. 5 metres inside Halifax half. Butterworth scheming from dummy half. Will take the knee because he went behind his teammate there. And we'll play the ball on the Halifax 40. Here's Aston. Finds Bussey. Hop, skipping a jump at the defensive line, but Tangata does well. Helped out by Woodburn Hall. Last one for Sheffield. 25 metres away from the Halifax line. Goes back to Aston. Puts the kick in, crossfield. Looking for Dawson Jones. Graham underneath it. Knocks the ball back, but surely he's taken in the air, and he is. Dawson Jones got that all wrong. And Tara Jones with probably the easiest decision she's had to make all game. Halifax fans calling for Dawson Jones to be sent off, but it's never going to happen. He just, no massively dirty play, he just completely mistimed the tackle. And Halifax will take the tap penalty, and Crooks will make his way towards zone 30. Hansen back onto the field as well for Connor Davies. McComb will play the ball on Halifax's 40. Here's Dixon. Finds Woodburn Hall. Out back to Nofaluma. Sets back on the inside. The Sheffield defence have really got to grips with him this second half. Messing around, they play the ball again, but the referee rules it's okay. Woodburn Hall, long ball out to Tibbs. Tibbs makes the break. Back on the inside to Woodburn Hall. Lovely 1-2. Woodburn Hall to Tibbs. Back inside to Woodburn Hall. And with just under 10 minutes to go, Halifax are putting a lovely cherry on the top of this cake as Woodburn Hall goes in for his second try of the afternoon. And Halifax's cut-out balls wide have really caused Sheffield some damage this afternoon. And James Woodburn Hall, a rocket of a pass out to Ben Tibbs, and Ben Tibbs having a brilliant return to the side. Might not have got on the score sheet first, but he's come up with 2 assists, and that was brilliant play from Tibbs. Hogged the touchline to make the break, and then timed his pass perfectly to Woodburn Hall, who's gone in just the side of the post, and Jack Hansen back onto the field and says, sorry George Whitby, I'm having the ball back, I'm having the tee. I'm going to kick my 6th goal of the afternoon. And a personal haul of 20 points against his former club. This will be sweet for Jack Hansen, which he does. 20 points in the game for Jack Hansen. And Halifax go 42-6 up with just under 10 minutes to go. I say it's less than 10 minutes to go, and there's going to be the man of the match announcement coming soon. There are a few contenders, but if it isn't David Nofaluma, then there's something seriously wrong. Short kick off from Sheffield, brilliantly taken there by Zach McComb. What a take! A great afternoon for him as well against his former club. Here's Douglas. Oh! Giddy up. Brandon Douglas. Again, another sweet performance against his former club. He's loving it. Bumped off the Sheffield defence like he wasn't there. Like it was a car and a dodge him. Calcott takes Halifax within 20 metres. Brilliant running from Will Calcott. Still going Will Calcott. The car gets to grips within 15 metres out from the line. Hansen finds Whitby, takes it to the line, short ball to Tangata. Tangata loses it on the act. Oh, he's lost the ball, but the referee's going to give a penalty for offside. Now will Halifax go for 2? So surprisingly, Jack Hansen is going to tap the ball and hand it on to Brandon Douglas. How he'd love to score a try. Brandon Douglas, he's nearly there. Oh, he's held up over the line. The referee's ruled it was short. Oh, she's given a penalty again. 2 penalties in 2 tackles. Hansen taps again. Hands on to Calcott. Dixon really wanted that. He's really annoyed he didn't get the ball. It's good to see that. Calcott plays the ball to Hansen. Oh, poor pass selection. Really poor pass selection. And Sheffield get out of jail. Welland picks up the ball. And a massive anticlimax there. It looked like Halifax were going to score yet another try. Here's Batty, great shot, but he gets the offload away brilliantly there. To Gwaze, and Gwaze, he's got nowhere to go, and Whitby just gets stuck into him. Butterworth works the blind side. Dawson Jones goes on the angle, makes some good yardage, but it's put down by Will Calcott. Here's Bowes. Oh, great shot there from Will Calcott again. Butterworth, lovely play from dummy half. Chills the dummy, kicks it to himself. Gaelic football style. Oh, lovely play from Butterworth. Hands on to Welland. Welland grubs it through. Nofaluma collects. And looks to make the break. Nofaluma still going. Brokenfield ahead of him. Hands on to Graham. Graham. Oh, should have given it out again, but credit Dawson Jones. Whitby finds Crooks, and Crooks will take Halifax to within 5 of halfway. Here's Tibbs off his wing, getting involved in the action. Takes Halifax 8 metres inside the Sheffield half. Hansen finds Douglas, tries to bump off Batty, but he's helped out down low by Green. Less than 30 out from the line. Hansen finds Whitby, takes it to the line, out the back to Woodburn Hall. Bumps off one, finds Nofaluma, and Nofaluma finds Graham. Oh, nearly got the ball to Tangata. Last one. Hansen goes blind. Woodburn Hall covers it through. He bounces off the Sheffield man. And who else but Reece Butterworth dives on the ball. He's had a great game for Sheffield as Reece Butterworth. Billy, who's never stopped running for Sheffield, but he's put down by Brad Graham, and Will Calcott, who's had a terrific game for Halifax. As had Graham since come on, to be fair. Here's Batty, runs into Graham. Oh, tries to get the offload away. Oh, Ben Tibbs could have got on that ball if he was a bit more urgent. The referee stopped the game because of an injury. The Sheffield player is going to go straight off. Well, there's 2 players there injured. They're walking wounded, the Sheffield, and I don't think they've got another player to bring on. Yeah. And senses prevailed. David Nofaluma has been named the Halifax man of the match, unsurprisingly. As I say, it's been a brilliant, brilliant performance from several Halifax players. But David Nofaluma, especially in that first half, was near enough unplayable. Nice little chip forward from Sheffield, but Brad Graham read it really well and collected on the full. Quick play the ball to Hansen. Finds the man of the moment, Nofaluma. Long ball out to Graham. Stopped in his tracks by Bowes, Dawson Jones and Gwaze. Here's Crooks. Runs towards centre field, takes Halifax past halfway. 2.5 minutes to go until full time. Hansen finds Douglas. Douglas running on the edges. Still going Douglas. Takes Halifax up to the 20. Can Halifax finish with a flourish? Woodburn Hall finds Dixon onto Whitby. Whitby throws a dummy. It's nearly away. Oh, brought down, less than 5 out. Last tackle. It goes to Woodburn Hall. Chips towards a corner. Graham challenging. Sheffield have knocked on. He goes on to Graham, and Graham's finished off in the corner. And yes, Brad Graham gets the try that his efforts have deserved. And Halifax do finish with a flourish. Both Grahams have got in on the act. Charlie Graham scoring on the hour, and Brad Graham scoring with 2 minutes to go Brad Graham scoring with 2 minutes to go. Lovely crossfield kick from Woodburn Hall. Graham challenged the initial contest. Sheffield knocked it forward. The ball bounced back. Then Graham just collected the ball and dived over in the corner. Sheffield pleading it was a knock on. But the referee, Tara Jones, said it was a try. And what a performance it's been from Halifax. 46-6 with a kick to come. And by far, Jack Hanson's most difficult kick of the afternoon, right tight on this near touchline. Hanson. Oh, what a lovely kick that is. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, dear me. His first miss of the afternoon. The width of a goalpost away from having a perfect afternoon with a boot. So Hanson stays only on a 20-point haul for the afternoon. As Halifax, with a statement-making win here to reignite the season. It was an important game that they had to win to keep any hopes of a playoff place, and they have done in style. Aston grubbers it, collects it for Whitby. Whitby chips over the top. There's no one home. Charlie Graham, can he collect? Oh, and Walker's knocked it on into touch. George Whitby, what invention from the young man. There's 15 seconds to go. And I don't think there's going to be a restart here. I don't think Sheffield certainly don't want another set of 6. And Halifax are ambling to it. I don't think there's going to be a scrum. The clock ticks to 0. The hooter goes. And it's the end of the game. And what a game it's been. After 2 consecutive losses, 2 heartbreaking losses, the late loss to York and then the derby loss to Bradford. Halifax have responded in the best possible way. 8 tries to 1. Jack Hanson with a 20-point haul. Zach McComb and Ronan Dixon getting the first tries of the season. James Woodburn Hall going a brace. And Jack Hanson and George Whitby, Charlie Graham and Brad Graham, the other try scorers. Dawson Jones got a consolation early in the second half for Sheffield, goal by Aston. We were David Nofaluma, man of the match, with an outstanding performance. Outstanding individual performance with an outstanding team performance. And Halifax reignite the playoff push with a brilliant win here in the sunny Odsal. The final score here at Odsal Stadium: Halifax Panthers 46, Sheffield Eagles 6.